Hi. Welcome back, everybody. Holy cow, guys. It's Super Bravo Tuesday, my favorite day of the week. I always say that, but I definitely mean it when it comes to Tuesday because I love Tuesdays, and we have so much to talk about. So not only is Tuesday kind of this special day for me and all of you because we do this Bravo compilation of just like a sort of melting pot of topics, but also you guys never know who I'm really going to bring in as a guest, which makes it really exciting. So this week, as long as everything works out, and I know we've had a pretty fun Bravo celebrity-filled week already. We have Mama D, we have Marissa Hermer coming on Friday, and hopefully Sarah McSweeney and Alex Radcliffe will be joining us tonight. So cross your fingers. Guys, before we get started, if you haven't already, please like this video. It helps tremendously, and we have a lot of topics to go over. So I named this video Babies, Booze, and Boots for Bravo for a reason. So the babies, I'm talking about Vanderpump Rules because it seems like everybody's with child now. We have Stassi and Lala. Stassi feels like they're starting a coven with their two daughters who are on the way. And then we have Jax and Brittany. So they're obviously having a baby too. I don't really know what that means for the future of VPR, but we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about the boots part. So Teddi got the boot after 3 seasons. What the rumor is, after season 2, they didn't really want to bring her back. But they negotiated a way to bring her back for season 3 and kind of give her a second chance. And here we are. So after season 3 and putting her hand into the cookie jar or melting pot of everything that was Denise Richards and Brandi Glanville, it wasn't enough to secure her diamonds. So now Teddi's on her way out, and she addressed it. She addressed it in probably the best way she possibly could. She said, I'm not going to do that standard Bravo, goodbye, we're going to part ways and we mutually decided together. She's like, I'm just going to kind of tell you how it is. Pretty much the accountability coach is taking accountability. And she's saying, I didn't want to leave Bravo. This feels like a family to me. I understand the opportunities that came with it. And now it's my time to go. They phased her out. So at least she owns it, just like Lisa Rinna says. But Lisa Rinna might not be one to talk because the rumor is that she might be on the chopping block too. We don't know yet. We're going to find out. 2 minutes in. All right. These guys are coming. While we're waiting for them, though, let's keep talking because I want to talk about the booze portion of these B's for Bravo. And that was Real Housewives of Potomac's Candace and Monique, kind of like the little throwdown that happened. We didn't actually get to see what happened, and there is leaked footage of them just kind of where you see hands being thrown and whatever, but who knows exactly what that was. Before we jump into all of that, I just want to kick the show off with somebody who I think all of you guys love. I'm so excited that he's here. I love Below Deck. I know you guys do too. So with that being said, how's it going, Alex?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, man. I appreciate you because I know that you had to take a step away from you're busy.
Yeah. No worries. I just some things I put off, the last minute, so I'm trying to get it done as fast as possible. But no worries at all. Glad to be here.
Well, we appreciate you, and I'm gonna keep this short because again, I know you have places to be, but I wanted to kick it off with you because we're loving you on Below Deck right now. Everybody's really enjoying your storyline with Bugsy. And I know you can't really dive too much into Below Deck because it's still airing. But since we are talking about Bravo, can I ask you a few questions real quick?
Absolutely.
All right. So when it comes to Bravo, were you ever a fan before actually being a part of Below Deck, or did you just become a fan after being casted?
Yeah, I never watched Bravo in my life, like literally like 1 minute of my life ever before I ever entered the show. So yeah, I had no idea about the Bravo world.
So you have no idea what's going on out there. This is a whole new world.
No, yeah, I don't know anything besides, I'm sorry to say this, but nothing besides Below Deck. Yeah, I'm so bad with TV. I watch my sports and that's about it.
No, that makes sense. And are you in West Palm Beach?
I'm in West Palm right now, yeah.
Nice, because I saw that you were at ER Bradley's, and that was my brother's first job, was a waiter at ER Bradley's. I'm from West Palm Beach, so
I love that. Bradley's. Bradley's is an unreal spot to drink and mingle a little bit. It's fun.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, I know you have to go, so before you do, can we ask you, is there one thing that we don't know about you that we don't get to see on the cameras? Like one fun fact you can give us?
One fun fact. Well, you guys probably let's see. Let's see if I can name a few. Well, in my personal life, I have a twin sister. I don't know if anyone knows that.
Okay.
Also, I'll say something else in personal life. I don't know if anyone knows. I played when I went to college. Played hockey in college for a bit, but on TV, let's see. Well, maybe it shows. I'm very sarcastic, so I don't know if that's shown or not. I like sometimes I could borderline like I don't know if I could be a sarcastic asshole because that's just how I am. But like it never come. It's never bad. It's just I don't think I'm ever serious. So I mean I don't know if that shows or not.
Okay, so you like to clown around a little bit.
Oh yeah. I might have been a class clown my whole life. So yeah, I joke around too much.
All right. Well, Alex, I appreciate you again. I'm going to let you go because I know you have things to do, and we'll be watching you on Below Deck. And hopefully when some of your time frees up, I'll snag that interview from you.
Hey man, absolutely. I would love to come on and do a full interview. So yeah, we'll talk and see when time's good. I apologize about this last minute shit I'm trying to deal with.
No, of course. Alex, we'll see you soon. I appreciate you.
All right, take care, man.
All right, bye. Guys, how awesome was that? So if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. I have a feeling this next guest is not going to be, I mean, she's still censored, and I love her so much because when I first saw her on The Real Housewives of New York, I thought she was amazing. Almost like how we thought T'Challa was the breakout star for Real Housewives of Potomac. I thought Sarah McSweeney was the real star of Real Housewives of New York. So obviously we fell in love with her sister Leah this season, and I think that there's room for us to fall in love with both of them. With that being said, I'm going to bring up Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi. Can you hear me? Is everything kosher?
Yeah, it's all kosher.
Okay.
How are
very
you?
Good. Good. I'm good. I'm just like watching my baby on the monitor.
Okay.
And just moved into a new apartment, and I'm like super happy to be finally seeing your face.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking back and forth for like a little bit over a month now.
I know. And I just had like the craziest month. Just moving is very destabilizing for someone
Well,
like me.
are you still going to be in New York City?
Yeah, I'm in the East Village now. I was in Brooklyn before.
Awesome.
Remember?
So now, okay,
Yeah.
so we're in Manhattan now. I mean,
Yes.
I know that we can't talk about too much when it comes to the Real Housewives of New York, and I'm not even going to say what I said to you when I asked you what I could talk about because you're really funny and you're super uncensored, and I think that's amazing. But
yeah,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. There's a delay.
No, I mean, you can ask me whatever. I'm pretty like open.
Well, were you a fan of Bravo at all before actually being a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, not like right before, but like when I was like years ago when the Housewives just started, I liked the original OC. Like Joe, amazing. And then when I was pregnant, I actually used like Bravo as like a way to stop thinking about being pregnant. Because it's kind of one of those shows that like you can get so like I watched Below Deck, I love Kate, super obsessed. And I watched the Jersey Housewives from the beginning to the
Teresa
end,
and
my
Joe.
last month of pregnancy.
Yeah. And I feel like with Bravo,
I mean, Teresa came out like I don't know how she did. I'm
no,
sorry.
go ahead.
I think we're getting like a little bit of a feedback.
That's
no,
okay.
You go. You go.
Well, no, I was just going to say that I think that, Teresa and Joe, definitely, it's so easy if you watch them from season 1 all the way through to immerse yourself in everybody else's problems because you just get to see it all played out on TV. And especially, because your sister is a part of it now, that with editing and stuff, things get enhanced. So it's interesting to watch it and it's easy to kind of
I got to take these off.
Get lost in it.
I think it's hold on. My bad.
That's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
If you go down to Cam Mike,
I feel terrible, but you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Like I can see you. You're moving. Great.
Can you hear me now?
Let me see the mic. Hold on.
Okay.
I can't
No,
hear
it's
what
okay.
you're saying.
Do you want to try calling in again?
Go do it. I don't know if it's me or you. Call in again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna call in again.
Okay.
How do I? Okay.
All right, guys. So Sarah should be right back. 128 in the room. Everybody go ahead and hit like. We were getting a little bit of lag, and that's okay. After Sarah, we're going to go ahead and start hitting the topics. But I want to know, Sarah's a part of Bravo too, and I want to know more about her and what she thinks about Bravo as a whole. So as soon as she calls back in, we're going to start asking. And as far as the boot portion of the babies, booze, and boots, again, I was talking about Teddy. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. And there's no lag, right?
No, not anymore.
All right, awesome. So you were watching Below Deck, and what I was saying when we talked about Teresa and Joe, it's so easy to immerse yourself into everybody else's storylines because you kind of forget what's going on in your own life.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. Like, I was like, I like a show that makes me talk to the TV. And I think Bravo has that ability to like take you totally outside yourself and like just be like talking to the TV like, oh my God, I can't believe you let her get away with that. I also love like Teresa going from like the most psycho to like this hero. I don't know how she did this season, but like it was really like, I was also like 9 months pregnant, but it was very emotional for me. I was like, go Teresa.
Well, she definitely turned it around. And my question is now, you watched yourself back on Bravo. Did you feel like, I mean, was that weird for you?
Sorry, I'm in between bangs right now. It's really bothering me.
No, you're okay.
No, it only bothered me to watch the women talking shit about my sister, to be honest.
Okay, so that kind of fueled you up.
What?
I said, so that kind of fueled you up.
Well, yeah, and also like I have to be honest, like I didn't watch full episodes. I would like kind of like I would already know what kind of happens. But yeah, I felt like some of it was just a little bit like I don't know. I think the women just showed their age this season with having like a younger person who like also represents a different part of New York City.
Right.
You know,
and I think
not just the Upper East Side.
No, and I think that's one of the most exciting parts because a lot of people are not comfortable with new. They don't know how to handle new or change. And I think that especially, you and your sister coming in offers this new dynamic that we weren't really getting on the Real Housewives of New York before. And now some people who aren't comfortable with it, they're over here, but you have a lot more people who are like, more, we want diversity, we want younger, we want this. And it's like kind of sparked this whole thing.
Totally. And I think it's like so necessary, especially like if Bravo wants to continue in this social climate. Like you have to bring some diversity in. And I mean, we're not even talking about a lot of diversity, I mean, these women acted like they've never seen tattoos before. Where have they lived?
Yeah.
They live in New York City.
No,
come on. I mean, that's shocking.
It actually is. And then it's interesting to see a lot of these women who are showing back up, and I think that they look beautiful, especially like Sonia looks amazing. Her confessionals are stunning. Totally. But you see her and like Margaret from Real Housewives of New Jersey getting these face and neck lifts and trying to kind of appear younger. And maybe they feel like at this point they might have some competition. Bravo might be switching things up.
Yeah, I'm sure. And look, I think the great thing about Bravo is that it did give a lot of like middle-aged women this kind of platform at a time where like a lot of times when women age out so much quicker. I know that sounds so sexist and disgusting to say, but it's just reality. Men get like, men
are 40, they start dating like, 20-year-olds. They're 60, they start dating 30-year-olds. It's like a half. And so I do think that that's like one of the best parts about Bravo is that they did give a platform to older women, you know? But
Yeah.
I think when the older women are coming off so closed-minded, that maybe it's time for different types of older women, different types of women in general. And I think it's interesting to see women in their 30s because that's kind of a really interesting time to navigate. And also in their 40s, like Tinsley was amazing. I love Tinsley. She's so great. And like they just like shitted on her fucking all like the whole time. And she's like such a sweetheart, you know?
It was really only your sister who was there for Tinsley this season, kind of.
Yeah. And she was so much more fun because she had someone who wasn't just like up her ass and like also all the bullshit about etiquette. I mean, my daughter has more etiquette. She's at 17-month-old in her fucking pinky than fucking Ramona or honestly Sonia for that fact or any of them, to be honest. No, I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying like to talk about class and etiquette so much is absolutely ridiculous with that crew of women.
Well, because it became a little bit of a contradiction is what was going on is when you can't.
I'm probably being so mean right now.
No, it's not. It's not mean. It's actually, it just makes it. You're not saying anything. First of all, you're not giving us anything that we don't already know. So that's good. I wanted to make sure that we kept this like super clean. But I believe everybody kind of feels the same way. And your sister points it out even in the reunion. And Ramona points it out. It's kind of a contradiction. And she doesn't know why. She just thinks it's a little bit more, it's cute and fun coming from Sonia. But when it comes from your sister, it's a contradiction. She feels it's more vulgar and gross and not, it's like déclassé.
Because like Leah's, look, I think it's unfair because it's kind of like this thing where like a younger woman after, like before they're a certain age, like Sonia's being eccentric and funny, but where Leah's like, because she's more sexualized because of her age, it's like, oh, no, like, no dirty dancing. Like, I mean, also, I think just Ramona's just like so full of shit. You know, I just think she has no self-awareness, and I find her like completely like, oh, I mean, I'm sad to see Dorinda go because at least Dorinda has like some soul, whereas like I think Ramona has like she should go find a psychiatrist.
Well, and I think that too I think we're all sad to see Dorinda go, but that's going to be hard, especially in the future. And we're not going to talk about the future of RHONY because I know, again, we're teetering, but it's going to be hard for your sister in the future because Dorinda was one of the biggest ones who was like, that is me as a young woman. Like that was me in my younger days, just thinking she's super down to earth. Right. But I am curious though, if in some not a crazy world, but if in some world Bravo ever approached you and asked you, would you ever want to be a part of something in some sort of capacity? Do you think that this is like with the cameras, could you ever invite that into your life if you were the focus?
I think I would always be comfortable being like a friend of the show and like totally with my sister. I don't know if like an actual housewife. I don't know if I'm like, I also don't think I'm like that material because like I grow my armpit hair out. I don't really do like, I don't, like I don't, not like growing my armpit hair out. I don't know if they're ready for like my modern hippie ways. They might be too little like abstract, but I'm always down to support my sister. And I definitely wouldn't mind filming more. And also like it gives you a platform for stuff that I'm interested in.
Yeah, future projects. Why not? Especially, I mean, we all know, everybody who watches Bravo, you have a lot of super fans, and they know editing plays a part in how you shape these storylines. But also, if you do your best to kind of keep a clean slate, once it's airing, it's true. It gives you a nice little platform to do other things and dip your hands and see what you're excited about.
Yeah, and I know what I'm excited about. And like, Bravo is, I think honestly what I'm excited about, it would be good for Bravo. Especially in like this, like who knew 2020 was like going to become this. But I actually think 2020 is really a great year because it's making people sit with themselves. And it's also bringing like to the forefront like mental health issues and stuff that's more real. And I think that it would be good for the show to go deeper. You know, I think
Yeah,
that's
not
one
so
thing that
surface.
yeah, I think, you know, that's one thing that Leah brings out in the show is that like she, you know, she's being real. That's how Leah is. That's how we are. That's how we talk. And I think that they've been on the show so long, some of the women, that they just know how to like filter and play a role.
Can I ask you, just to piggyback off this conversation, did you see the Paris Hilton documentary or no?
I have not yet.
Okay, well, you have to watch it because you're kind of you kind of have that same relationship with your sister that Nikki and Paris have, where you know the most about her. You guys are there to support each other, but it's like you really you're more. I don't know. You have to check it out. You have to watch it, and I feel like you're
Okay,
gonna know
I'm
what I'm talking
curious
about.
now.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't watch it because I was like kind of didn't want to hear about Paris Hilton being like boarding school.
I know. I thought the
But-
same thing.
But now that you said that, I will watch it. I'm curious.
Okay, and then you can send me a
And then I'll
message
be
right after and be like, you could be like, screw off, you were totally wrong. I don't know. You obviously don't know me.
I'm
Yeah.
curious what you mean by it. So now I'm gonna have to watch it tonight.
Okay, and then before I let you go, because I know that also it's getting late over there, and you have a baby, and you just
I know.
moved, and I appreciate you.
No, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to like see you. You're so adorable.
Wow, I'll keep you around. We have to
Why
have
are
you on in
not
the future.
Bravo? Like,
No way, because
you needed Bravo chow.
I was gonna say I'm too loony for that, but after your
I don't
sister
think that's
swinging
possible.
from curtains, I don't know what to say about. I can't say that.
I don't
You
think
guys are
that's
funny.
possible.
I was gonna say one of my favorite moments from the season is what like you had such an impact on your sister, and I have a lot of brothers and sisters. So when we get together, we just like it's like throwing gasoline on the fire, and I feel like that's what we got with the episode called Hurricane Leah, whatever. But enough about Leah.
Right.
Would we ever see that side of you? Like, do you ever?
Yeah, but the thing is, I right now am currently like not drinking. But yeah, when I drink, like Hurricane Sarah is probably worse than that.
Oh my gosh, it runs in the fam. That's my
family. It runs in the family. You know, I mean, it's scary, and I kind of understand. Like, I actually don't understand because someone was like, "I've never seen anyone drunk act like that before," and I'm like, "Really? That's totally normal drunken behavior to me." I thought Hurricane Leah was hysterical. I thought their behavior the next night was like appalling, like with the gourds and like going under the table. It was like, it just wasn't even fun. At least Leah's twerking and having fun, you know?
Yeah, it can be perceived as almost trying too hard for because it's more organic and less of like knowing what's expected of you or what you have to deliver in order to stay on, especially when you're being, let's say, aged or phased out.
Yeah, I'm sure it's stressful.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I'm sure like me being invited to an all cast trip immediately, even if Leah wasn't in a fight, I was probably not going to get like the warmest reaction from them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but you
I
didn't
also
care.
just
You
don't
came in
talk
great.
their language. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about like your bag or like I literally thought we would like get a bonfire and like howl at the moon and like they would give me mom advice and it would be like obviously very wrong crowd, wrong audience.
You've obviously not watched the show.
I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. It was really, I was like traumatized after that trip.
Next time
And
you're
I was
gonna come.
postpartum.
You're gonna come next time with like a little first aid kit and a taser, and you're gonna be like, "All right,
Oh,
bitches."
I'm totally bringing a taser next time.
I love
Any
that.
trips.
Well, Sarah, again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. You're
Of course.
so awesome. We're sending you all the healthy vibes to you and your little baby.
Thank you. It
And
was
wishing
so
you the
fun.
best. Well,
I'm gonna watch that documentary and I'll get back to you.
yes, please. And then if you're ever in LA or South Florida, whatever, shoot me a text
Yeah,
because I'll buy you a drink.
We have a house in LA.
Oh, when you're actually not
We're back
not
and forth,
drinking.
me and Russell.
Okay, so then shoot me a
Yeah.
text.
Yes, I'll shoot you a text.
All right.
Adam, it was so nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Guys, 248 in the room. That was awesome. If you haven't already, please like this video. I'm going to drop the call link. What a great way to start off our Super Bravo Tuesday. Sarah's such a sweetheart. I think she's amazing. I would love to see her more on The Real Housewives of New York. And I hope you guys understand, when I talk to Alex or when I talk to Sarah and Below Deck or Real Housewives of New York is still airing, I know you guys want me to ask some of these tough questions like, you know, is Leah gonna re-sign for Real Housewives of New York or whatever the case is? But we totally have to respect everybody and their contractual agreements, and that's how we get people to keep coming back. So please, we have to respect them. We love them and we appreciate them and we want them to come back. So I hope you guys understand that. I'm gonna drop the call link and then see who else is out there. All right. And then while I'm dropping the call link, I just want to keep touching on what was going on with the babies, booze, and boots for Bravo. And what happened with Real Housewives of Dallas this week. So I did my interview with Mama D, and Mama D dropped some crazy tea. So Tiffany Moon is one of the newest Real Housewives of Dallas. She's the new addition along with Jennifer Davis Long. And Mama D is responsible for her being hired. So I guess what she did, if you guys missed the interview, Mama D says it in the interview. She calls up Andy and she's like, Andy, and tells him, he's like, Mama D, I'm on the ski slopes. And she's like, I don't give a rip. I can't do it like her, but it was so funny. Go back and watch. And she said, I have this awesome woman who you have to meet for the Real Housewives of Dallas. So 2 weeks later, producers and Andy came down to meet Tiffany Moon, and she was a knockout. Now, I don't feel like Mama D just throws her words around. I don't think she's careless with her words, but she did say that she thinks that this might be the best housewife yet. I know Mama D knows that carries a lot of weight, so we have to see what happens. But then also towards the end of the interview, when I was trying to help Mama D get back to work, because I know that she's a busy woman, I always try to, like, out of courtesy, like, okay, well, thank you so much, because I don't want to be rude and keep all of their time. But Mama D just wanted to get one last word in. And the last words were, just for any of you who notices that there's a missing housewife next season, that housewife did not quit. That housewife was fired. Now, if you guys watch The Real Housewives of Dallas, you know exactly who Mama D is talking about. I'm going to bring up some familiar faces and see what we think about tonight's show. Stew on that, okay? Hi, Ablavi. Hi, Jamal.
Hey.
Hi.
All right. So, Ablavi, I'm going to start with you first. Where do you want to start? You can anywhere from what we covered tonight.
I have no idea what you covered. I just signed on. I just watched Real Housewives of Potomac. Like, this is my first episode of the season. It wasn't
Was it the
good.
Candace Monique fight was your first episode? Yeah. Oh, my gosh. And are we going to keep watching it?
No. I don't know what it is about Potomac. I just don't like it.
You know, a lot of people, and I think Jamal can second me on this, I think a lot of people were super, what is the opposite of impressed? Just not impressed when Real Housewives of Potomac came out for the first season and we saw their houses and their kitchens and how everything wasn't as grand as some of the other housewives. Jamal, can you second that or no?
So what happened with Potomac was this. It came out, okay, let's go back. First of all, people still had in their mind that DC was a flop. So that kind of carried over into Potomac. With Potomac, it was very slow and flat. And the problem with that season one, you can tell everyone was kind of being kind of fake. It just read fake on the screen and not really real. So people were just like, whatever. But then you, like, once Katie kind of lost her mind a little bit, had issues, and she was gone. Season 2, it kind of became more relatable. Where you
Did you just say she lost her mind? She was gone.
Well, she had a couple issues, and like they had to like kind of like put her to the side, and they wanted her to come back too. That was the thing. I like Katie, but she just had too much going on between the kids and the boyfriend, the fiance,
and the farm life.
And the farm life, and she just they tried bringing her back, it didn't work. So that was that, and then they tried to move on, and then it started to pick up season 2. They kind of the memo about, hey guys, you have to bring it, because if you watch season 1, oof,
Yeah, that was
it
my
was
last
rough.
season because I feel like Real Housewives of New York was like Potomac's first season, the last season, with the etiquette and behaving and being classy and trashy. It was like, can we stop with this storyline?
Yeah.
So, since we're talking about housewives, Jamal and Ablavi, I'm gonna let you go first. And remember, everybody is different, so we never know. But we just had Leah McSweeney's sister on, Sarah, from The Real Housewives of New York. Did you watch the season, Ablavi, or no?
I watched very little of this season. I got really bored with Ramona. Ramona irks me.
Okay, so Sarah ended up pointing out the fact that this season on Real Housewives of New York, the women kind of proceeded to act like it was so taboo to have tattoos. So when I asked Sarah, is there any potential that you would ever want to be like really in front of the camera, not the friend or a housewife or, whatever the case is, she said she feels like people are not ready for her yet because she feels like she's like a modern day woman, kind of hippie in the way of sometimes growing out underarm hair and whatever the case is. Now, I'm asking you guys as viewers, do you feel like the women would react crazy to that? Had Leah come in with under armpit hair and just kind of like this modern day hippie woman?
Well, the problem with New York is New York has never really been a good representation of the city. I find that out of all the franchises, they picked the worst woman. And that's because with New York, they really wanted to make it very Sex in the City like, but that was a, column. They have to like take different groups, different parts of the city, because she could be a great show, but you would have to get rid of everybody. You would have to put somebody, because New York should be more culture. You should see somebody who's Asian. You should see somebody who's Hispanic.
Do you feel like we should grab from each borough?
Yeah. You could go from Queens. You could go to the Bronx. You could go to Brooklyn. You could go to Staten
And there's money in each borough too.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah. You can find somebody who's an activist. You can find somebody who's a model, who likes to shop, who's a buyer from Barney's. It doesn't have to be Upper East Side, old woman who just like to drink, gulp wine like it's water.
Well, Ablavi, Jamal, I'm going to let you go next, and I'm going to bring up Shan because I'm curious. I want Shan to jump in. Hi, Shan.
Hey.
So the
All
problem.
Right. Go ahead, Jamal. Sorry.
The problem with New York was this: they had their idea set on a show called Manhattan Moms, which was focused on mothers. So when they decided to put it into the Real Housewives franchises, they kept that same vibe. So it comes off very mature. What they could have done for New York, what I would have done if I were casting, I would just had Bethany as like a core piece and built around her. Because from my opinion, I've only been in New York twice, and what I saw was like all different types of professional people, all different races, from all different parts of the city, and it was fun. When you get New York, it's like always Upper East Side this, Upper East Side that. Oh, I don't go below here. Blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, no, I don't care.
Because they're all from the same. It's like it's not even that they're just not scattered across Manhattan. Leah was really even Carol Radswell. She was like throwing something new in because she was going downtown. It's like all of these women are just fixated on the Upper East Side.
And they've all been like Luann, Ramona, Sonia. It's like, dude, y'all been on here for like 10 years. And that's another problem. You start getting sick of these people. Like, you're not doing anything for me right now. I need you to take a 2-year break and come back and show me your toaster oven. Show me your true renewal. I want to see the product in the jar with the label. I want to see your purchase orders. I need something because Ramona, boo-boo cakes. I mean, you ripping around the streets. Being an old hoe is nothing new. I'm sorry. We have seen that.
Shan, please. I want to go back to the original question because I know you like to be super precise. Do you feel like as fans in Real Housewives, the Real Housewives of New York, like the women are ready for the modern day hippie woman, someone such as Sarah? Do you feel like they're ready for someone like that?
No, but the fans are. And I think
Okay.
we should like all work together with a Blavy and create a show, what she said. Because I would tune into that like nobody's business. I would be a super fan. I love that concept, no?
Yeah.
Could you imagine just like these little hierarchies of each borough like coming together to have like the meeting of the minds, like the Queen of Queens and like the King of Brooklyn and like the Queen of Manhattan? It would be actually really fun to have like a, I don't know, like Mob Wives was great, and that was just centered around Staten Island and Philly.
But if you notice with New York, how can I put this politely?
Why do you gotta be polite?
Unlike Beverly Hills, these women don't really run with the big dogs of their city. If we could be really honest about it, like they don't have the connections of media, of fashion, of like finance.
Well, Sonia does.
But she doesn't. But she
Or
doesn't really
Sonia
run.
did.
She did.
Well, no, she still has that kid. You know,
I mean,
let's
she
not
has the
lie.
connections, but
But she
she
doesn't run. But she doesn't run within. She's not within that tight circle as well.
yeah, she's definitely not getting like the first row, like front row press pass for Fashion Week or anything like that.
Right.
Isn't New York different that you're not glamored by celebrity, whereas LA, like everybody's trying to like get in with each other. So even if you have this much fame or money, people stick together. Whereas
I
New
find
York
that
is
to
like,
be, yeah, I find that to be super true. Only because being here, you get so many people, and I almost thought it was comical and like a joke when I first moved here because people would wear hats and whatever and be like, I don't want to be seen. But it's like that's exactly what you're trying to achieve. Or if you, and I'm not going to throw out names or whatever, and Shan, I'm sure you can piece this together, but or if you are on a Bravo show or whatever, and you know that the certain place that you work at is on a Bravo show, and when the Bravo show's not airing, if you feel like you want to get seen, maybe you just go to that place and people, oh my God, it's you, and you're like, oh, I don't want any attention. Do you get what you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah. So I'll give you like a little insight here. Like, so I work in San Francisco, and I know it's very different from New York. Here, the most famous people are the people you would not think were famous. They're famous within their field, and they all know each other. So you be like someone will come into my work, and they'll be like, "How do you know that person?" I'm like, "Oh, like we spoke and blah blah blah." Like, but don't you know who that is? I'm like, "Yes, I know who that is. Thank you." So it's very, it's just very interesting. Like New York, I feel is like all the sports people know each other, but they're cool with like the heads of fashion. Like I see, like I can see like the different industries mixing. Like when you go out, you kind of just see each other. You're like, oh hey, what's up? You kind of know those people in a way. You may not be close friends, but you guys have met before. You've spoken a little bit, so it seems to be a lot more casual.
It's different though, because remember, we have billionaires, so they're the hot commodity. It's not so much. It's not so much. Okay. No, it's different. And remember, we have old money, and that's something completely different. Right. Old money is what you want to be. It's old money, then the billionaires, then the celebrities.
Or just any money. I want to be. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, no, they like old money better than they like new money, because old money's been rich longer. They have houses all over the world. They're regal. Then you have the rich people all over the world. You have the rich Europeans, the rich Asians, the rich Indians. They're all over here. So they could do something really well, but I don't think people want to know all your business. So you see how we are. Who's she? Let me go down. Let me see what she does.
But wait, hold on. That's not necessarily saying that the billionaires and whatever, that they don't want their business to be out there, because if you guys missed it, you should go back and see it, because Mama D dropped tea, and she's saying that the new housewife of Dallas is pretty well off, like really super, super well off. And that she's going to come in and be the best housewife there is. And I don't know if Mama D's just trying to amp her up and sell her because she's the one who sold her off to the network, which I cannot believe she shared that with us. But we might have some money coming to the franchise, which I would be excited about.
Mama D got that finder's fee.
That's what that was. And did you catch the fact when she told me on the phone, when I was talking to her to just line up the whole interview, she's like, listen, Mama D is not under a contract and I don't answer to anybody. I don't give a rip. I was like, I had Jason in the next room. He's like, you can never repeat that. I was like, I would never repeat that. And then when I was talking to her on the interview, she's like, I don't care. Like, you're not going to tell me how to dress. And I'm like, what? She's funny. She doesn't care. She's like, I'm 80 years old. Everybody kick rocks.
I don't want Bravo to do better with the Real Housewives of New York. Just because I never understood why they chose Ramona and Luann. Those were the two I never understood.
Well, maybe I can kind of see maybe why they chose them, but why did they keep them?
Well, I think that I can I feel like I understand why they've kept Ramona, only because she has that eccentric kind of like little loony personality that people like to keep around because it's unpredictable. And I understand why they started Luann off and why we've kept her. But now after like a season or two ago, I feel like we could have cut her loose, because like Ramona said in the reunion, we saw her come on with this facade of being the Countess. Then we saw her really just go through her marriage issues, battle with alcoholism, and kind of come full circle to being what she's portraying as is better again. Now it's like no more cabaret. We need a new housewife.
Where's my light bulb? So you're saying they kept is it a Bobby's turn? Sorry.
No, I think I don't know why I pointed out my ring light like that was your light bulb, but sorry. Go ahead.
That one and point to it. So you're saying you think they kept Ramona around because she's kind of, she's unpredictable. So they wanted to keep that for the energy of the show. Well, guess what, Ramona? We have Leah. And is that why you were so confrontational with her?
Leah is that's the thing too. And now that we don't have Sarah on, I wanted to make sure that she wasn't.
Oh my God, she gave such great interview.
I know, and I felt so bad at the beginning. I'm glad we got the mic underway, because the lagging, I was like, oh no, it's going to sound like I'm interrupting you the whole time. But she's fantastic, and I think that, I think we're definitely going to see more of Leah. I know right now Bravo's holding out, and they're in this little battle of, I feel like I should be paid more. I think Jamal's theory is probably the best. Jamal's theory was, at first, maybe when Bethany was originally supposed to be signed on as a housewife, and then she decided not to be the day before, maybe Leah was originally signed on to be a friend, so she was getting friend role pay, friend role pay. And now they're trying to just add off of the friend role pay, which makes sense, Jamal, that they're trying to lowball her.
Right. But from what I read today, she actually signed today. She confirmed it.
Oh, she did confirm it?
She signed.
That dang Sarah didn't tell us that.
So a quick thing though, with the whole Ramona situation. So Luann, I understand the Countess. It's fun. It's like, okay. So this is a theory. In my opinion, the only reason Ramona and Luann have lasted this long is because Bethany and Jill left. If Bethany and Jill had stayed, because to me they were the core of the show, Ramona would not be there. Because she really doesn't bring anything. Because even when they went to Morocco, I think the fortune teller was in Morocco, right?
Yes.
So remember when all that was coming out, and the fortune teller said, basically, your man is cheating. Be careful.
Oh yeah.
And Luann was translating. Ramona would not bend on that, and I think that was the reunion where she and Andy got into it. So she doesn't give too much. So, but without Bethany and Jill, you really had no one with personality. So you kind of had to keep Ramona. Unfortunately, that's just, to me, that's why her longevity's been so long. Like every time they try to bring a new housewife, for some reason they leave. Like I didn't mind Aviva. I didn't mind Heather Thompson, that little holler stuff. You could let that go. That's the only thing that annoyed me about her. I thought Jules was kind of cool.
Really quick.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask you really quick, if you had to list 1, 2, 3, Ramona, Sonia, Luann, one being the first one that Bravo would cut, how would you order them on the chopping block? Who would be cut first?
Luann.
Luann, then who?
Ramona.
And then Sonia?
Yes. The reason why you keep Sonia, because you can see her finally growing.
Floppy.
After 10 seasons, she's finally growing. So she's on an upward arc. Luann and Ramona on that down, they just going down them stairs. They got nowhere else to go but down. Sonia's on the rise. People may not like it, but that's just if you actually watch the show, I don't see how you could disagree. Because Sonya got that new facelift. She is snatched. She got her clothes in Century 21. She's improving. And what are Ramona and Luann doing? Luann's doing Cabaret for the 6th season, and Ramona became unpaid lady of the night. So
it's the same thing over and over. I'm gonna bring on one more person with us, and if it gets glitchy, I'll just have to drop one. But Levon, how's it going?
Everybody.
Levon, please,
yes.
Order it for us, 1 through 3. If you had to say the first one to go on the chopping block, would it be Luann, Ramona, or Sonya?
Well, we're definitely keeping Sonya.
Okay.
I would unfortunately say that Ramona would have to go, even though I really like Ramona. I'm from New York originally, and I feel like I know people who act just like Ramona. Like, I feel like she's a lady like down the street, just as zany in Long Island, screaming, or running down the street looking crazy.
Down the street.
Yeah, like that's Ramona. So I feel like that's why she's there. But her storyline is just so dry, and it's been dry for a few seasons. Like I can't see her chasing after these guys all the time and then not landing one. Like, what's going on here? Like, you're on all these dates. Where are they? Like, you can't get one.
I want to ask you guys a question. I'm curious. And I'm going to go around the room, and I'll start. Oh, somebody has an echo. Might be, is it Shan, Levon?
I think it was Shan because she just muted.
Oh, it was Shan? Okay, so I'm going to go around the room, and I'm just curious as to, oh, crap, sorry. I lost. Take it away, Jamal. I just lost my train of thought. It literally just escaped me. Whatever it was, it just.
So, Blavi, like, what would you like to see within the franchise? Like, is there someone on the current cast you would keep and build around, or would you just scrap them all and start with?
I have the cast. I have it for you. Get rid of Ramona. Get rid of Sonya. Get rid of Luann. Get rid of all their friends. Take those old dusties out. I would keep Leia. I would get them somebody Puerto Rican from the Bronx who lives in Riverdale, maybe used to model, has 2 kids that are like the 10 to 11 age group, because I don't want to see no babies. No. Then the second woman I would get from Queens. I would get her being from a working class family, went to a good school, went to a nice prep school, maybe Princeton or Yale, maybe he's a lawyer, a little bit feisty with it, lives in a nice little mansion in Queens, has her 4 kids, body snatch, husband, cute.
Yeah, but then I want somebody a little aggressive too, I want some Staten Island. I want Renee Graziano vibes.
No. More like a Drita. Somebody who's going to really...
Oh, yeah. Well, no, but the thing is with Drita, she's a liability. It's like Brandy Glanville is a liability with her mouth. Drita's a liability because she literally looks at you and your face bothers her and she's going to slam it against the bar.
But
and
we're dealing with all New Yorkers, so we could do that. When you all...
Yeah, but that's not... You can't do that. That's when it's like, for production, that doesn't work.
I think it is like more all talk because she never actually really did that on camera. And that's in New York.
Well,
really loud.
She jumped on Karen.
Yeah, but like that's because that's her friends. In a new group, she's not going to do that. Not Drita, but Drita-like. I want Drita-like. I want her to go to maybe House This or something like that. Maybe be a cop or a detective or a private investigator. Then I want somebody Black from Brooklyn. I want her to be in fashion or to be in HR. I want her to have Devereaux. Have you ever seen Dynasty? Kind of like how Garcelle came in, but just a little cleaner. Just like fashion, on point.
I'm curious really quick for all of you. I just remembered my train of thought. Sorry. Since we're talking about what you would you want to see a spinoff in the VPR world since everybody is now having babies? Or do you feel like that now that is just the perfect time to phase that off of the Bravo network?
No children. Because here's the problem with me and the kids.
Jamal, you got a problem with the kids? What?
No, here's the problem I have. You want to put your kids out there, but then when people want to come for your kids because your kids are jumping in grown folks' business, you got a problem.
Ask Tim Zolciak. She's the perfect example.
If you're gonna bring your kids, I need 18-year-old, and you sign contract with liability. So when you open your mouth, I can just come for you, and it's no problem. But I don't want to see like babies because we've kind of seen a lot of those, and it's just I don't like it because I don't like anything that opens children of young ages up to any kind of criticism or liability.
Yeah,
that's my only thing with the kids.
Well, and then the only thing too, just to piggyback off of that, and it doesn't make you boring for being a good mom. It really doesn't. But like Eva Marcille, when she had her baby on Atlanta, it's like we're not getting as much because she's not invested because she's preoccupied. You know, Teddy Mellencamp, we never got anything from her. So when you add a baby to it, she's preoccupied. Ashley Darby, pre-baby Dean.
Any of those though to VPR. Those VPR kids are seasoned. This is what they've always done. What about? I'm not saying I would watch it, but what if they went to maybe like Peacock or something, like not Bravo, but maybe Peacock.
Well, I don't care what network they go to. I'm just curious as like if you guys as fans would watch it if they had babies.
I'm over it.
If you'd be interested.
Because really, where would Tom and Ariana be? And they're kind of like the couple I kind of dug. And they're not having kids. So where would they be? Man.
How is that going to work? Those two used to drive me nuts on that show. He wants a child. She doesn't want a child. And stop playing with us. Stop.
They love each other. You sacrifice for the one you love.
No, this is the Michael and Angela thing again. Stop playing with these men and stop playing with these women and these children. If they want a baby, let them go find somebody that has a baby. Because what happens is you get in your 60s and then he has a baby with somebody and then you're looking like an old fool. No.
Listen, I don't have the I understand. My fiance, like we have this conversation all the time. He's like, would you ever want to be a dad? And I'm like, no way. I don't have the energy at 27 to chase a kid up and down the soccer field, let alone 37, 47. I just feel like I'd be such a bad dad.
I have a question. Okay, for those of us who watch Potomac, is it wrong to say that the husbands are much more interesting as a collective than the wives?
I would not say much more interesting. I would say just as interesting because
as a collective, would you watch?
They do have some pretty good storylines,
right? Would you?
I wouldn't say that at all. I don't think they're just as interesting. I just think it's Michael Darby. He's the one carrying the whole. Nobody wants to watch Ray.
Oh, true.
Nobody cares about Jamal.
I do.
I don't care about watching Jamal Bryant on there.
I'd watch the Husbands of Jersey if they had a spin.
I do. Do you know how many kids he got in this church?
Thank you, Blobby.
But you know how many NDAs are out there too?
And
He's not going
NDAs
to expose anything.
No, NDAs don't mean anything because the Jamal situation that's been out there, so that's nothing new. There's no NDA that can help you with that. And who wouldn't want to hear what he got to say about Giselle? Who wouldn't want to hear about the Chris's are friends? So I would love to hear their opinions on the whole Candace and Monique situation. I want to see Ray out with the fellas. Ray without the fellas. Being Mr. Grand Dom smoking cigars. I want to see that. I want to see Ray in his real habitat.
Can I have one shady moment of the night?
Go ahead.
You can have more than one.
I would love to see one of the Real Housewives of New York actually get a husband. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But they've had.
Twist.
Hold on.
Kinsley.
Let's be fair. They all had husbands at one point, but see what happened was. Mario got caught with the 26-year-old, so we knew that was going on.
Which is crazy because that's almost the age of Avery now, which is nuts.
Right. Luann, she done ran through 2 husbands while she been on the show. So she can get her another one. She can get her
that's fair.
Who else? Okay. Sonia, I will say this about
Sonia needs to find some balance. She likes very much older or much, much younger.
If I had to take Sonia off, if I had to take Sonia off, though, it would be because she messed up with that Morgan money. Because what she was supposed to do was get her fashion line started with that Morgan money and that Morgan name.
She was supposed to do a touring merch. That's what she was supposed to do.
Yes, and you don't cheat on Morgan where you get caught. Don't do that, ma'am. So yeah, he kicked you out, and then all your divorce money went to your legal bills, ma'am. Stop it. You could have called
But
me
see,
for that. I
she
would have told
can't
you
do
don't do
that.
it.
That's first wife territory. She was like third or fourth. You can't do
Well,
that.
and
but
that's
still.
why Dorinda too. When Dorinda got upset when she started comparing her divorce to the death of Dorinda's husband, Dorinda's like,
that was wrong.
She exposed her that night when she was drunk, screaming in her face, getting super aggressive. She's like, "You cheated on him," and it was like,
Yep.
We didn't know that.
And Tinsley, like you had Topper, your high school sweetheart, but it just kind of fizzled out. So
No. She messed up a bag. She messed up a bag. Don't lie. That man she was with she was like, when I tell you Tinsley was at the top, Tinsley was at the top when she married that ex-husband. There's no better family she could have married. She messed up a bag.
Tinsley was basically Paris Hilton times 10. And that's the truth. So she messed up. Always right. She messed up her bag. But I agree with Adam.
At least she could have had a baby. You know,
less interesting than Paris.
No, but Tinsley at her height. Tinsley at her height was that girl, and you couldn't tell her any other way. Gossip Girl was based off of Tinsley. So
she was one of the original socialites.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So they all had husbands. They just kind of just don't really keep them for some reason. Except for Dorinda, I felt bad for her because Richard, he passed away. So, but I do want the new wife or wives to have husbands. I would really like that. At least one.
Yeah, and I think that maybe we'll even get that when they bring in a new castmate, because again, guys, we only have at this point Luann, Sonia, and Ramona. Apparently, Leah re-signed again today. That's only 4, and the cast looked weak when we had to redo the midseason with the taglines and everything like that. We need at least 2. We need 2 good housewives. So hopefully one comes in with a husband, and we get a little bit of diversity. But since I have all of you guys in the room real quick, I just want to go around since we're approaching our hour, and I'll start at the bottom with Shan and ask what was your favorite topic of tonight or your favorite part of Super Bravo Tuesday, and let's just go around the room.
It was your guess. Alex's accent had me swooning. His smile had me swooning. He was so cute. I wish it was longer. And obviously Sarah, because wow, you guys had chemistry.
I like her. The text that she sent me right before, I was like, "Do you care what I like? Can I ask you anything?" And she's like, "You can ask me anything. I don't care if you ask me X, Y, and Z," and named off. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're out there." But I love that. It's like Mama D. It's when people are just open and transparent. It makes it so much fun.
Well, it looked like you had a good time. So those are my favorite parts. Seeing you with the guests and you at your best interviewing, you are amazing. So that was my favorite part.
I love that. And just curious, if you guys watched for the tarot card reading, were we into that today, or how did we feel?
It got emotional, but I think you were helping heal people.
You think so? We should bring Fem Tarot back?
Absolutely. I was trying to call in, but I was at work, so I had to duck behind a corner. But I'll call in next Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you in next Tuesday for sure, and I'll make sure that you get on.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Shan. I appreciate that. And Lavon, did you have a favorite part of tonight?
Definitely Sarah's interview. I always wanted to get a little bit more information about her. I thought that she might be offered a apple. Before I just thought that, I was like, they're probably going to ask Leah to bring someone on Leah's side because she doesn't really have that many deep connections with anyone in the cast. So that was just in my mind. And then getting to know her a little bit better was pretty cool. So that was definitely my favorite part.
Okay. And then Blavi?
Well, always myself, but no. I love Leah's sister. She was cool. My biggest issue though with Bravo is, again, we need to step it up in terms of all the Real Housewives. Dallas is one of the I couldn't even finish the first season. It was so boring.
It didn't get good. Mama D said it didn't get good until the second season. So
it's the second season. You have to start season 2.
Yeah.
See, Salt Lake City, I just saw the thing. I'm not even going to watch that. I'm just
Oh my gosh. I just talked to you. At this point with everybody cussing in my thing tonight, I'm so demonetized already. It doesn't matter. But did you see where Jen Shaw's in the trailer and she's like, "Hasta la malaika, itches," and you're like, "What?" you can't.
It's gonna be good.
I'm excited for her, and I talked to her this morning, and she's like, "Yeah, I'd totally love to do an interview." But I only have one more to secure for all of my Salt Lake City housewives. I'm so excited about them.
Well, I hope they do you wrong. And then I hear is what's that show in the South? Southern Charm. It's coming back, right?
Yeah, Southern
Oof.
Charm's coming
never
back.
watched it.
I'm not a.
Which one? Which one?
The original.
No, cut that loose. Axe that out. It's done.
That's
It's
Jamal.
a
I'm not
mistake.
arguing.
No, it's over. They should just cut.
Well, it's
No
going to be
camera?
interesting because Bravo needs to hire me. I'm free. I will give y'all some good drama.
Oh,
some
did 2020 give you some career availability over there, Blavy?
Right.
I got 15 hours a week. We could make it happen, Bravo.
Okay. So if they're looking for any EPs or PAs, we will definitely shoot out for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Jamal?
Let's see. Alex was cool. Sarah I really didn't care about because Leah, I could take her or leave her. So I would have to
Okay.
say,
Well, listen, I appreciate
for
your
me-
honesty.
for me, like the roundtables are the best because we all get to like share our opinions and then like see what and look at different perspectives, and it kind of makes you look at the shows a little bit different. I will say this: the shows will not get better until Andy Cohen steps away from casting. I'm gonna need him to like leave that alone. He could have called
You
me.
always say this, Jamal. You always say, I tell you, he doesn't have a hand in. Well, then again, I tell you, he says he doesn't have a hand in casting, and then it's such a contradiction because Mama D comes up and she's like, I called the big man and I said, Andy? And it's like, oh, okay, so then he does have a hand in casting. Which
That's
one
why-
is it?
That's
We
why
all
I brought
know
that up. That's why I brought that up tonight. And when he said, "Well, Bethany gave us a list of 30 names,"
Exactly.
there you go. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it until he marries somebody. Just marry
You
somebody.
know what I wish? Him and Anderson Cooper would get together. They would be so cute.
No, Anderson's not feeling him like that ever since
Yeah.
Angie asked him about his mom.
Jamal,
on the first day.
Jamal, what do you feel? Jamal's like over here at like the dating show. Okay, what
Right.
is going on?
Well,
I feel if
no,
he gets a husband, he'll be a little bit nicer. You know, like Ramona's
Oh.
nicer with a husband.
I think that
That was
Andy's.
good.
I think he has the right amount of shade. I think that he's always precise and fair when he does the reunions, like even with Tinsley and Dorinda, and you can totally tell when he's not feeling somebody in his reunions or in the interviews. He looks at you and he gives you that kind of silly like, go
I
ahead
feel
and
like
make yourself
me
look
and
stupid.
Jamal would do it better.
You
Me
know
and
what? Then
Jamal would
fine.
get through the
Blobby,
stuff.
you and Jamal go knock on the doors of Bravo, and I'll take Shan with me, and we'll go knock, and then we'll go see, and we'll
We'll
try.
see.
Oh,
Let's all try to see if we
No,
can get a job at Bravo.
I mean, like you and Shan could produce, but it's just me and the Blavy need to pick the talent. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to be a part of
That's all.
casting.
That's all. Like we pick the cast for you. We got you on the cast.
We got
You just have to do the producing and the editing and all that good stuff. We got
Fair
you.
Can I just be guest services and like bring everybody their coffee and their champs?
As long as they're champs, then yes, absolutely.
And I'll be a good girl.
But
that sounds like a good answer.
I was gonna say, with that being said, guys, you guys are all awesome, and I appreciate you guys so much. Jamal, Lavon, Shan, Ablavi, all of you guys, thank you so much. And is there anything we should say before we go?
Hi, Jason,
mean, like-
in the chat.
He's in the room hiding, probably moderating.
Hey,
Oh, is he
Jason.
moderating it? Probably. Oh, he is. Okay. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. All right. All right, guys, that was such an awesome Super Bravo Tuesday. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please like this video. It helps tremendously. We had Alex Radcliffe from Below Deck Med. He's amazing, but he also had to get back to his work, which he did us a big favor tonight. I'm going to get him back for an interview, and then we'll have that live moment with him again, which will be super cool. And then Sarah McSweeney, because I'm not done. I want to know more about her. I think she's so intriguing. She definitely has no filter, which I love about her, but she's not aggressive or nasty in any way. She's just a super positive, fun person. So if you guys missed any of today's shows, we also featured Femme Tarot, who is a tarot card reader. You can check her out at FEMMETAROT.com, and she's giving you guys 15% off if you use the word Up and Atom. And aside from that, I don't know what else. I think this has been an amazing week, and we have so much else going on. So I'll see you guys soon, and thank you so much. Love you guys. Bye. Except for you, Jolene, because Jolene is an internet troll.